Happy December, Scorpio. We are coming off of November, and which was Scorpio season for you, so you should be fairly settled on that one. Although it was a sort of tumultuous month for everybody, and so we are looking at November to sort of bring us a little more peace, maybe a little more contentment, and so we are set up in a new setting here today for this reading. I wanted to be sure to show my Christmas tree and my little camper that I have, and give you a little bit of a different setting for the reading. All right, this reading today is going to be about spiritual journey, physical journey, and mental journey. Spiritual, mental, physical. We're looking at the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month, and then we're going to draw a card. We're going to clarify that if needed, and then we'll pull a shaman's oracle to look at the overall outcome. All right, I want to thank you all if you've joined us. Please be sure if this resonates with you, that's fantastic. If it doesn't resonate with you, it may be intended for somebody else. Please check out your sun, moon, and rising signs to get the full picture on it. And also, thank you to everyone who has subscribed lately. I really appreciate it. I'm really close to 1,000 subscribers. I really want to pump that up. That would be a fantastic Christmas present for me, to be able to hit 1,000 subscribers. I've worked really hard on it this year, and I really appreciate everybody who has jumped in. I've made, I feel like I've grown a lot, but I also feel like I've also gained a lot, and I've gained a lot of friends through this channel, a lot of wonderful people who have offered insight and help and all of that, and I really appreciate it. It's interesting because that just popped up. The High Priestess card popped up for me as I'm talking about this, and that's really sort of, working towards my journey, right? All right, for Scorpio, we are looking at our cards. I'm using the Steampunk Tarot this month. I apologize if the sound is not good. I don't have the microphone hooked up, so it's just the one on my phone. I'll try to remember to talk louder. What do we need to know? Spiritual, physical, and mental journey for Scorpio for December. Starting off really good. All right, so spiritually, we're starting off the month from the this sort of, you're coming off a grand moment here. You have the world. This is sort of your, I feel good about where I'm at. Spiritually, I'm at the top of my game. I have accomplished a lot of what I want to do. It's definitely a control card for me, as far as I'm seeing it as being a Scorpio. You tend to try and control the outcome, control the situation, and put it to your advantage. And so far, coming into this month, you're coming off of a month of having that worked out very well for you. By the middle of the month, though, there might be a little bit of her perspective coming in, and this is the devil when we talk about how we're looking at the middle of the month. And I think this may be sort of I'm not seeing any big ground shaking moments, but it is telling you that maybe you need to look at the bigger picture of something. The world is asking you that as well. You need to take a look at the bigger picture of something. It has been a very narrow focus on something, so you need to look at the bigger picture. If you do that, you've got the Sun Strength card as your final outcome for spiritual journey. So there is that. By the end of the month, you are going to sort of bring light to the situation. When the devil card comes up for me, it tends to look at things within you that are self-imposed. You're talking about limitations that you've put on yourself either by an addiction or an obsession over something, or and it does sort of feel like an obsession thing here, like there's been such a focus on something that you may have to let that go in order to get to your sun moment, which is sort of the enlightening of the picture. You know, if you're coming out of the place of the darkness, which is the obsession and the whatever it is that you do that creates a burden on your spiritual system, you are going to be coming out of that and shedding light on that. So, all right, physically, we are coming from the Lovers. Things can't be any sweeter than that, right? You know, this is a partnership, but it's also, it could be romantic love, could be something that has brought you together with somebody else that is making you feel fulfilled. The Wheel of Fortune is in the middle here, so maybe things are in question about that relationship. But I see by the end of the month, you're talking about the Two of Pentacles, so there will become a balance there. And it may even ask you to choose to make that balance come forward. There is a sort of transformational cards when we get to the end of the month. We'll handle that in a moment. Mentally, you're starting off with the Ten of Pentacles, right? You've got all the resources that you want, right? Everything you want. You've got the 2.5 kids, the white picket fence, all of it, right? It's there. But is it all there? Okay. So you've created this place, this idyllic place in your mind, but there's still something nagging. And this card keeps coming up for a lot of people. And that's the Four of Cups. And I think it's asking you to look at those things that you value, okay? Yes, you have all of the materials. You have 4 goblets, 3 of which are gold, right? They're shiny, they're beautiful, and 1 glass one. You can't see what's in the gold. You can see the wine in the clear one. It's asking you to focus on a bigger picture. It's asking you to try to encompass and sort of integrate all of those pieces together. When you're looking at this middle of this month, you're talking about taking, if you let go of that, Scorpios have a tendency to narrow in on one thing, right? They can become so consumed by that one thing. This is saying, if you don't let go of it, we're going to make you do it. 1, which is the devil. It's warning you that the devil is sort of that warning card. It's the if you don't handle this, I'm going to give you a tower moment and I'm going to take it away from you. Okay? So then you've got the Wheel of Fortune saying, again, this is your opportunity. This is your chance. And the Four of Cups is asking you to focus on a bigger picture and to see that there is something else beyond that sphere of what you are looking at right there. It is beyond there, and it's something you need to focus on. By the end of the month, that mental thing is probably going to feel very uncomfortable for you. You do have the Two of Swords. It is asking you to sort of, you have 2 of Pentacles and 2 of Swords. So physically, you're in a good place. You have balance. 2 of Swords, mentally, there's something that's just a little bit feeling a little bit uncomfortable. You know, again, I don't know what she's standing on in this, but she has 2 swords. They're not aimed at her, but she has 2 swords and a wrap around her face. So she doesn't take the blinder off. She could hurt herself. She's balancing on 1 foot, right? So if you don't, oh, the moon is above there. So there's secrets there. So if you're not going to widen that focus, right? This is always a hard thing for a Scorpio to do. They're good at what they do. They can narrow it down to precision. They've got it all set. It's asking you to look at the whole car instead of that one little piece on the dashboard that blinks. Does that make sense? All right. Overall, the outcome is saying, yeah, there's some work that needs to be done. You have the Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the Sun. The Sun is going to balance out that moon, and in the place you're going to have the Two of Pentacles, which is talking about balance, right? Choices, balance, bring it all together. But it does tell you it's all about you. Between the Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles, it's your choice to do this. All right. Sorry, I get very involved. All right, so we're going to clarify the Devil card. So right now it's in the spiritual part. So it feels a bit like karma. All right, so we need to clarify the Devil card. What do we need to know about the Devil card to handle it? What do we need to handle that? Karma. That's interesting. Okay, so you just saw me shuffle those cards. I just did a reading for Libra, and I came up with 3 same clarifying cards. I kid you not. King of Pentacles. All the resources are at your place, but perhaps you're taking a look at only the resources and not the bigger picture of things. You have the Ten of Swords, saying that if you don't deal with this sort of focus on the wrong thing, it will bite you in the butt. And we have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is saying that everything is there. It's all within you. You know, there's no mistaking that she's very, very highly intuitive, very fertile, very... she has all of these things within her, but it's also about balance. You know, there's the 2 pillars, and I want to say one of them is Joab and the other's Boaz. I can never remember how that's said. But it talks about, and she's holding the Torah. So it's talking about a spiritual balance. Definitely feels like there's some karma here that if you don't bring that focus outward, if you don't bring it out, it could lead to a much more impactful event leading into January, February, and March. Okay, keep that in mind. I don't try to sugarcoat things. I want you to be prepared. So, all right, what do we need to know for Scorpio for the month of December? How do we want to end this out? What do we need to know going forward from December? What does Scorpio need to know? The disowned self. Wow, that's quite a card. Disowned self. And it was upside down. And normally I don't read upside down cards on these ones. It does feel very much like it's asking you to step out of self, and definitely about grounding yourself. It's also about doing the deep work. So yeah, so we're gonna leave it with that. Please know, whatever holiday you celebrate, I am sending you the very best. Sending love and light and blessings to you and your families from me and mine. I hope that you all stay safe, stay healthy, and I'm sending blessings from Maine. Bye-bye.